John King for the Sprawl alongside Paul Reed. A man well known in UK MMA now, obviously played a massive part in SHINOBI, and now you also play a massive part in Cage Warriors Academy. First question, is it good to see a lot of your guys, you know, you had Liam Gittins a few on the Academy show, is it good to see them here?
It's everything we planned for, because I think people look at the SHINOBI, and then obviously we've moved to another show with Cage Warriors Academy, and they are two different brands, but I think people look at the Academy and think, what does it mean a bit? Well, it means that people now have a chance to come and compete on the bigger stage, and that for me, you know, in setting shows, it was all about showcasing amateurs, you know, putting on big productions, giving them a chance. So, you know, getting the academy's working even better now. So it's in its infancy. I think this time we can realise what the academy is. I think going forward, it will not be the Cage Warriors amateur card, it'll be Cage Warriors Academy card. You know, we start using that academy. The idea is that people at whatever level, you know, from the young JJ Joneses up to Liam about to turn pro, can understand that, you know, they've got a starting point and they can get onto the bigger stage, and their friends and family can see them develop. Hopefully in time they end up being like Liam, and, you know, the chance to come onto the bigger show. So that's why I do it. That's why I'm in the game. I like to see the amateurs grow, you know, because you know, you want a platform, you want somewhere to go. So it's a great moment, to be fair, for me to see the guys up there, and the first time any belts at amateur level being competed for on Cage Warriors, of course. So
How heavy is your workload now? You've obviously you've got SHINOBI again, and now you've got this. Is it difficult?
It's sort of difficult. I can be my own worst enemy, because I don't sort of delegate a lot of responsibility to other people. So of course I've got my own corporate day job and my own business. You know, of course I own. It's a big sponsor of the shows in Rigor, but it can be tough, because being a promoter is one thing, being a matchmaker and a promoter is the other thing. You know, and to be fair, and hopefully it's recognised, we always try and put really high quality matches on, to be fair, and spend some time doing it. But, you know, there's some loyalty now that we do the right things, and guys want to come back, and, you know, the SHINOBI card in December looks good. We've got plans for 2018 going to be great, and taking the academy for a different level. First amateurs, we're going to be on the Feb 24th card, and then we're going to go after that from the academy. So it's great, you know, it's stacked now, and there's so many. I think the skill level at a young age now coming out of some of these gyms from 16 to 17-year-olds is through the roof. So starting to see these guys come through and get a chance to come on the big show, you know, and then, you know, become the likes of Liam Gittins, which, you know, we've got to talk about Liam, because, you know, it's another special performance, isn't it? I think probably the most popular flyweight in the country now, because of the way he conducts himself, because of the way all the other gyms like him, you know, and his performances can be as raw as, you know, and just have a war. And then tonight you see him in a whole different way. He's picking his shots, understands what he should and should be doing. Now he's perfect. You know, it's to finish the amateur card off with Liam tonight was great, and then see him go pro. So great.
Is it? I mean, stars have been kind of born on the Cage Warriors. The first one that comes to mind is Marlon Jones, obviously fight out to Aspire. Is really made a statement in his first one, and he's evolved since massively. Is it a case of, I mean, with a fighter that's never fought before, do you have to take a coach's word that he's going to be a star, or do you just kind of...
Look, I think, well, there's two things in it. Take a coach's word. One, you get to know a coach. So you get to know the coaches, and then you get to know the gyms, and you get to know how they do things. So that's normally a good starting point to know. Then you find out how long they've trained. Marlon's been training since about 6 years of age. You know, but they're not wild with him and giving lots of different matches. He's 16, has to be match right. I actually think he's one of the hottest prospects there is. But there is many others coming out of gyms. You know, next generation got some great young kids. You know, JJ Jones keeps coming on the fight. He's already asked me to fight in December. He's only just finished the fight. So you know, there's a lot of good kids. But Marlon, without a doubt, you know, let's talk about Marlon. He's special. So Aspire do things in the right way. They'll look after him, but he's actually become difficult now to get a match for, because actually some of the younger kids will stay away from him. So you're in the, you know, sort of, can I match him with a younger guy, or actually I'm going to have to push up a level in age, but then it's got to be right for the Aspire, But generally I just think the sport, Liverpool-wise at the moment, they can support the academy and get the chance to come here, and it's great, all the way through. Marcus Lewis debut, of course, it's one of the best you'll see, you know, as well. Of course, you know, I think he's fighting on ice. But you look at these guys coming through a debut in Liverpool, some good guys.
What's the? I mean, fans and kind of media, we see the final product, we see the fighter stepping into the cage and the fight's happening. I mean, if you can go into detail about it, how long does it take up to set an event from matchmaking to getting the cage to getting things like the venue?
You probably, I would say, with 5 days of peace after the show, and then it goes again.
Yeah.
And it generally goes again because it's matchmaking, and you know, I'll give you an average. Over the last 6 shows, our average pullouts are 21 fighters. So, you know, and it's quite evident that that's coming with other shows as well. So, what you've got to do is overmatch.
Yeah.
You're always concerned about that because if nobody pulls out, we're going to be there a long night. You know,
easy
so
jet flight.
That's the one thing, because it's not just matching the card; it's losing all the fighters and rematching.
Yeah.
That's the toughest thing. So matching is, I'd say, the biggest time. The auditorium took us time because we weren't used to it. You know, we're used to the Olympia sort of flowed. But yeah, the matches all the time. You know, actually, supplier-wise, it's pretty well set now. You never run a show and it's smooth. There's always chaos going on around you somehow. I think we make it look quite smooth, but it's time-consuming. For me, it's really time-consuming. Next year, my plan is to delegate a little, build a team a little. Things like booking flights, because you know we always get fly guys in. We've got SHINOBI show. We've got Scotland, Ireland, Southern Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, France. You know, so we've got a lot of flights, a lot of hotels. That takes time. So my plan is just to delegate a bit and get a few people to take it off. But the major focus is always putting the right card on. And I think card for SHINOBI's building lovely, pro and amateur. It's going to be a great night. And of course we've got a youth show on for the first time ever. So we're giving 8 to 15-year-olds a chance to come out to the full production with walkout music, so they can experience another. And then for next year, really, you know, it'll start for Feb 24th next week to put the academy card back into here, and then launch our show, which is possibly going to be April or June. We go, but it's time consuming. But everybody tell you run the show. I mean, some great lads in the Northwest run the shows. It's tough work, isn't it? It's tough. It's tough.
I mean, another thing that fans don't consider is the money that goes in. You know, as you said, booking hotels, flights, venues, everything. It must cost a hell of a lot of money. Is it more of an investment than actually getting money out of it?
It's an investment. It's an investment. However, you know, some shows may be different. We never put massive cards on, so we always try to sort of 15, 16, because I always think people want a night out after. You know, people travel. We got a lot of guys from London, etc., come down from my business. You know, they want to go out. People want to go out into town later, so we don't match on tickets. Don't get me wrong, it's not to say you don't focus on ticket sellers, but you wouldn't match someone just because of ticket, and it'll be a bad match, that's what I say. But as far as commercial aspect and it being a business, no, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't. It's a lot of time for no real money, no real reward. But it's a labour of love for me, and it takes the pressure off. I think if you need to make money, I think you put yourself under pressure. We don't really need to make money, so there's no pressure. We don't, as you know, our back changing room areas, we invest in a lot. We invest a lot in the fighters. We pay for flights. We stay in the Crown Plaza. The lads go, you know. So we use the best hotels. We put the best facilities on. So it is an investment.
Another thing that kind of, I wouldn't say hindered the last show, but there was obviously a few kick-offs at the last show in the crowd, and you get that at every show. There's no doubt about it. It's a fight sport. People are going to get drunk, and a bit of testosterone as well. It's going to kick off. Is that a concern, like before an event? Do you think about that at all?
No, not really. I mean, this is show 11, isn't it, with SHINOBI, and of course then we've had the 2. We've had no real problem. We've had nothing that's not been managed. You know, but then again, our crowds are around the 1,000 mark, aren't they? So I think the auditorium lends itself. Not like standing room, because there's no standing room, people standing next to each other. I think the auditorium works better. But don't get me wrong, it's a threat. You know, and the bigger crowd you get, the bigger problem it is. And I'm concerned about that, really. You know, we've seen boxing shows and night priming, haven't we? We've seen things go off here. You know, it is a concern, but you've got to spend your time briefing security before, and actually have a no tolerance level. If people are misbehaving or people look a threat, and even to the point that other people aren't enjoying the night because they've got to go, you know. And the thing is really to appeal to the fighters and gyms and saying, you know, when you're selling your tickets, remember they're representing you, they're representing your gym. Tell the guys, you know, you come and behave yourself, you know, and that's the key. But of course, whether it's MMA, boxing, kickboxing shows, whatever, it's a concern. Yeah.
But it's something that you can't deal with. I mean, you can tell people all you want, don't do this and that. They're going to do it, But other than that, I mean, there's nothing I can follow you on either SHINOBI shows or Cage Warriors shows. They've been phenomenal so far.
Thanks,
Thanks for your time, Paul.
Yeah, I appreciate your
Good
support.
luck on the next one.
Thank you.